So we are given one question on a binary tree, and in this question we have to answer some traversal questions based on this particular tree example. Now the name of this particular structure is a binary tree, right? The name is given binary tree because binary means two, and you will see that every node in this particular tree has a left and a right pointer. If you look at the 76, we have a left which is 26, and on the right we have 85, right? So, and if you look at this 26, then on the left we have 21, and on the right we have 50. So just as we can traverse a array from the reverse or from the front, or we can push and pop data from a stack, or enqueue and dequeue a queue, in the similar way we can also perform some operations on a binary tree, right? We can also traverse this tree to print all the data that is inside this node in the tree. And now there are different ways of traversing the trees. So it says the two ways to traverse a tree is the breadth first search. We call that BFS, or depth first search, or we can call that as DFS. So for the breadth first search or BFS, so what we'll do in here is visit all the nodes at one level and then go to the next level. So if I want to print the data of this binary tree using this BFS, then the data that we will get is 76, 26, 85, 21, 50, 80, and 99, right? So we basically go level by level, right? So if you look at this particular tree, so if you want to print the data using this BFS method, then we will have to visit each node. I'll use this arrow to go from the top to the bottom, basically just a top to bottom scan, right? So if I bring this arrow from top to down, I will first get 76, right? So I will print 76. I can write it over here. Then we will again continue going down. So we come to 26 and then 85. So we have 26, then 85. Then again we go down. So now we have 21, 50, 80, and then 99. So that is the BFS. The next way is using the depth first search, or we can call this DFS. Now DFS has three parts, right? In DFS we can search the tree in three ways, right? And these are the three ways. So it says in here we will have to go all the way down one branch and then the next and so on. In the level order traversal, or in BFS, we were going level by level, right? So we go level by level in BFS, but in the depth first search in DFS, we will try to go as deep down as possible, and then we will start the printing from there. Now for DFS, there are three ways of doing that. One is the pre-order traversal. So what happens in here is, if you are using the pre-order traversal to print, then you will visit the node, then the left child, and then the right child. So node, left, and then right. You can say node or root. So in pre-order, we go to the root, left, and then right, or we can say node, left, right. So node, left, and then right. So let's see how this works. Now once again we will start from the root node, right? We always start the traversal from the root node. So what do we print? We first print the node, we print 76, then we go to the left child. So left child is 26. Now when you are at 26, you again perform the same operation, which is node, left, and then right. Right. So at every node you will perform three operations, which is node, then left, and then right. Node, left, and then right. So when you're traversing using this pre-order, then at every node you will perform these three operations. That is, you print the node data, then you go to the left and then right. Now looking at this particular example, so if I am at node 76, then I will have to print the node data, which is 76. So I will print 76. Then we go to the left child. So I am done with the node. So I can just cross this node off, and then I'll go to the left child. But when I go to the left child, I again have this sign 3 operation, which is node left, right. So I will again have to print the node, which is 26. So I will print 26 and then go to the left child. When I go to the left child, I again have this node left, right. So I will print the node, which is 21, then go to the left child. But for this particular node, there is no left child. So I'll cross this off. Then I'll go to the right child, but again, this does not have a right child. So I'll cross this off. Then at this point, we are done with all of the child, all the children. Then we'll go back to the previous node and then we'll perform the remaining operations. It says left, so we are done with the left. So we'll cross off this left. Then we'll go to the right. So if I go to the right, we have again node left, right. So we will have to print the value of the node, which is 50. All right, so we print 50. So we are done with the node. I'll cross that off. Then go to the left child. There's no left child. Again, cross that off. Then go to the right child. Again, no right child. Cross that off. Go back to the previous node, which is 26. So we are done with this. We'll cross off this right node. Then nothing is left over here. So we'll go back to 76. So in here, we are done with the left child. So now we'll go to the right side. So if I go to the right side, I again have node left, right. So I'll print the value of the node, which is 85, right. Then go to the left child. So over there, we will go and print the value of node, which will give us 80. And then we'll go to the right child and print 99. So this is the output if we use the pre-order traversal for the tree. Now you will see that this particular method of traversing and printing is kind of very difficult and complicated to understand. So I'll give a simpler way to print the data, and you can do that just by looking at the tree. Okay, so I again have this particular tree. Now I want to print the data of this binary tree using the pre-order traversal. All right, so one is pre-order traversal, the other one is in order. So I'll write that down over here, in order. And in this in order, we will first visit the left child, then node, then right. So LNR, then the last one is the post order, and in the post order we will visit the left, right, then node. So left, right, then node. So the difference between these three traversal methods is the order in which we traverse. So in the pre-order, we have node left, right. In the in order, we have left, node, right. And in the post order, we have left, right, node. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind, right? The order in which you are traversing. Now, the simpler way to traverse, rather than going at each node and performing those three operations, what you can do is, so whenever you are given a tree, you will first go around the border of the tree and draw a line. So something like this. So you'll go around the tree, right, and just draw a line. Just keep going and drawing, right. You have to cover each and every node, right. Go as close as possible to all the nodes and the arrows. right? So that is the first thing you will do, right? So once you have drawn the line around the tree, then you will take your pen or pencil, right? And if you want to print the data using the pre-order traversal, then what you will do is you will take your pen, and point it towards the right, something like that. You will go at the very top of the tree, and then you will take your pen and follow the line that you have drawn, and whichever number comes in front of your pen, you will print or write that number down. So the first number that we get is 76, right? 76 comes in front of our arrow, so we will write 76. Then you keep on going. So next we have 26, so you will write 26, and then keep on going. So we have 21. All right, just keep on following your line that you have drawn. Then next we have 50, so we write 50, and then keep on going. Then we have 85. Then keep on going. We have 80. All right, then keep on going. Now we have 99. Keep on going. Keep on following the line, and we are done. So you will start from the top of the tree, go around the tree following the line, and whichever number comes on the at the front of your arrow or your pen, you will print that number, and you will keep on doing that until you return to the starting position. So at this point, you will see that these are the numbers that we have got using the pre-order traversal. Then the next one is the in order. So for this one, the process is again very similar. The only thing that you will change over here is the direction of your pen, right? So now your pen will point upwards, right? Something like that. And then again, whichever number comes in front of your pen, you will write that down. So we start from the top again. We keep on going, following the line. So now we get 21 as the first number. So we will write down 21. Then keep on going, following the line. Now we have 26. So we write down 26. Then keep on going. We have 50. Again, keep on going. Now we have 76. Then keep on going. We have 80. Then we have 85. Then we have 99. So the order of the numbers in each of these will be different. So that was in order. So now if I want to traverse or print the tree using this post order traversal, then we will have to follow the left, right, and then the node sequence. So the direction of your pen will change, and now it will point towards your left. Again, you will follow the line. So just make sure to keep the tip of your pen on the line, and whichever number comes in front of the pen, you will write that down. So keep on going. So the first number that comes is 21. So we get 21. Then keep on going. Then we have 50. Again, keep on going. Then we have 26. Keep on going. we have 80, then we have 99, and then we have 85, and then at the end we have 76, and we have reached the starting once again. So these are the three different ways of searching using the DFS method: pre-order, in-order, and post-order. BFS is only one, which is this level order. So that was the theoretical part. Now let's try to write the code to print this sequence. Now whenever you are trying to print the data of a binary tree or any tree of that matter, then you are always going to use the previous two data structures that we have seen, which is the stack and the queue. So let us first try to print using this DFS method. Now when you will call your pre-order function, then you will pass the reference to the root of your tree. In this case, it is 76. And whenever you are printing using the DFS method, you are always going to use a stack. So if you are traversing using this pre-order, so what you will do is when you get the reference to your tree, which is the root node, you will put that value onto the stack, which is 76. Now after you have done that, then you will pop the value, right, which is 76, and then print it. So we get 76, and the 76 is gone. And then after printing, you will push the value of the left and the right child onto this stack. Right, so you will first put the right child, which is 85, and then you will put the left child, which is 26. Right, so once you have pushed all the left and the right child, then you will pop. So after popping, you will print. So you pop 26 and then print it. So we get 26, and then you will go to that particular node, and then once again you will repeat the same process. You will push the right and the left child, which is 50 and 21, right? And then after pushing, you will pop. So when you pop 21, you get that 21, and then you print. So this 21 is gone. And then after popping, you go to that particular child. So you go to 21 and push the right and the left. But in here we don't have any right and left. And then you will pop once again because we cannot push anymore. So now when you pop, you get 50. So you print 50 and then go to the node with the value 50. So go to this 50 and push the right and the left child. But since they are none, then you will pop once again, right? So when you pop 85, right, you will print it and then go to the node with the value 85. So 85 is here. And then what do? You push the right and the left child. So you push the right, you get 99. Push the left, you get 80. Once they are pushed, then you pop. So when you pop 80, you get this 80, you print it, and then go to the node with the value 80, right? Then you push the right and the left, but since there are none, then you will do nothing and then go back and pop once again, right? So this was gone. So next is 99. So pop this 99 and print. After printing, you will go to the node with the value 99 and then push the right and the left child. So there are no right and left. Then what you will do, you will pop once again. And at this point, there are no more nodes left to pop. So you will terminate. And if you look at the sequence of the numbers, so we have 76, 26, 21, and this looks the same as this one. All right. So that is how we use a stack to traverse a tree using the DFS method. The similar step applies for the in order and post order, right? I've just shown for one. The other different method is this BFS for searching, and when you are using a BFS method, then you will use a queue, right? When you are traversing using a DFS method, you will use a stack, right? And when you are traversing using a BFS method, you will use the queue. Okay, now let's see how we can use a queue to traverse the tree using the BFS method. So I have a queue over here. Once again, when you call your print function for the level order, then you will be passing the reference to your tree, which is the 76 root node. So how do you traverse? Well, once again, when you get the reference, you enqueue that particular node to your queue, right? Enqueuing will be done from the right hand side. I'll just use this arrow over here. So you push 76, you enqueue 76, and then you dequeue. So when you dequeue, you print at the same time. So when you dequeue, that 76 is gone, and then you go to the node with the value 76 and enqueue the left and the right child. So you will enqueue 26 and 85 because they are the left and the right child. So once you are done, then you will dequeue. All right. So when I dequeue, I will get 26. You dequeue and print, right? And then remove that. Then once you dequeue, you go to that particular node and enqueue the left and the right child. So you will put 21 and 50 to the queue. Then once you are done, then you will dequeue. So you will remove 85, right? So this 85 is out, and then you will go to the node with the value 85, which is this one, right? And then enqueue the left and the right child. So you will enqueue 80 and 99. Then once you are done, then you will again dequeue. You get 21. So after dequeuing, you print. So you print 21, and then once you are at that node, you will enqueue their right and the left child. But for this one, there is no right and left. So we move on and dequeue again. So we get 50 and you print it. After printing, you enqueue 50's left and the right child. Since they are none, then you don't do anything. And then you dequeue once again. So you will dequeue 80 and print, right? After printing, you will enqueue 80's left and the right child. So since they are now right and left, you will do nothing and then continue. So once again, you will dequeue. You dequeue 99 and then go to the node with the value 99 and enqueue its left and the right child. So it doesn't have any left or right child. So you will do nothing. Then you will dequeue once again. So at this point, the queue becomes empty. So now you will not do anything. And then that is where your printing finishes. So now if you see, then the data, then the order that we got from this BFS over here is same as the one that we have got over here. So the main thing over here is when you are traversing a tree using a BFS method, you will use a queue. When you are traversing using the DFS method, you will use a stack. Now, good thing about this stack method is we don't really have to explicitly use a stack in our function. We can simply use a recursive technique because we know that behind the scenes, we are using a stack when we are doing recursion, right? So let us try to implement the pre-order traversal for this tree. I just have a empty main function, and over here we will first need to build the tree before we can traverse. Now, how do we make a binary tree? Well, this is very similar to a linked list. Right? If you see, we have a node, then we have a next pointer and a previous pointer. And instead of a square figure, we have a circle. Otherwise, it is just a linked list. Okay. So we have a node, we have the data component, and we have a left and the right pointers. So I'll declare a struct called a node, and we will have some component in here. We have data component, and we will have two pointers of type node. One will be the left child, and the other one would be the right child, right? Something like that. So that is our node. Then how do we build the tree? Well, we can just create a node. We can say n1 is equal to new node. Okay, so I have my nodes over here. So we have node n1. So we are creating the nodes dynamically. So we have n1, n2 all the way up till n7, and I have set their data. So n1 arrow data is equal to 76, 2 it is 26, and so on. And now we have to say that the left of node 1 is node 2. So I'm saying n1 arrow left is equal to n2. What about right? So n1 arrow right, the right of node 1 is node 3. So that is n3. Then going to n2. So n2 arrow left. So n2 arrow left is node 4. So n2 arrow left is equal to node 4. Then n2 arrow right is equal to the right of node 2 is node 5. Then going to node 3. So node 3 arrow left, the left of node 3 is 6 and 6. Then node 3 arrow right, right of node 3 is node 7, right? Then going to node 4. So node 4 arrow left is equal to, what is the left of node 4? It is null. It will not point anywhere. There is no right and left child for node 4. So that will be null. And likewise for the right child, that will be null. Then likewise for node 5, 6, and 7, it is all going to be null. So I'll just copy that and edit the names. Right, something like that. So this is our binary tree that we have created. So we have nodes 1 till 7. We have their data component, and then we have set the left and the right children for those nodes. Now, how do we traverse? Now, before we traverse, let us try to print some data and see if it works. So if I try to print the value of node 1 arrow data, then we get 76. Okay, because the data of node 1 is 76. What about any other node? So if I try to print the data of node 2, so node 2 gives us 26. Now how do we traverse? So if I try to traverse using the DFS method, let's first do this pre-order. Okay, so we will be using recursion instead of explicitly writing it to use a stack. So I'll write a recursive function over here, and we will call it pre-order traversal. And what this function will receive is the reference to the root node. So we can say node root. Now if you look at our definition of the pre-order traversal, then what do we have? We first have node, right? So what we were doing over here is we were printing the value of node and then going to our left child, then the right child. So we'll be doing the same thing over here. So we will say cout root arrow data, right? So when you are at any level in this particular tree, what you are supposed to do is print the value of the root node. Okay, so you print 76, then go to the left child. Then at the left child, you repeat the same thing. You print the value of the root, then left, then right. So that is what we are writing over here. Print the root. After printing the root, we will go to the left child. And how do we go to the left child? Well, we can just call this recursive function once again and pass the left child. So after it traverses the left child, we have to go to the right child. So after left, we will go to the right side. Now, how long do we have to do this? Well, we have to continue doing this until the root is not equal to null. So when the root becomes null, if the root is equal to null, then we return. Okay. So looking at this diagram, we keep on going to our left child until the left child is null. So when it is null, then what do? We just return to the parent node. Okay. Now let's call this function and see if that works. So we'll call the preorder function and pass the root node. In our case, the root node is n1, right? That is the first node in our tree. And let's see if this works. Okay, seems like it is working. So we have 76, 26, 21, and let's compare that with our result. So we have 76, 26, 21, 50, 85, 80, and 99. Okay, so it is working. So that was the pre-order traversal. Then what about in order? So in order, you will first go to the left child, then print the node, and then you will go to the right child. So the structure of the code will remain the same. The only thing that will change over here is the order in which we are performing each of the parts in the code. Let's call this function in order. Now looking at the definition of the in order traversal. So we are saying you first go to the left child, then print the node, then go to the right child. So we first go to the right child, the left child. So we will first go to the left child, and then we will print the node, and then go to the right child, right? So in here, what we first had the node, right? Then we had left, and then we had right. So that was pre-order. In order, we have left, node, right. So we have left, then we have node, and then we have right. Let's call this function and see if that works. In order traversal, I'll just put a end line over here. So the rest of the output goes to the next line. So we have 21, 26, 21, 26, 50, 76, 80, 85, and 99, right? So it looks correct. And then you might have guessed for the post order what you need to do. So once again, I'll just copy this function, call this pre-order, right? And in pre-order, we have to first go to the left, then right, then node. So it is left right node. So left, then right, and then the node. So we'll go to the left, then we will go to the right. Okay, and then we will print the node. Right, so left, right, and then the node. Right, make a recursive call and call the function here. Run. Sorry, this will be post order, not pre-order. Right, run the code, and we have 21, then we have 50, 21, 50, 26, 80, 99, 85, and 76. So that looks correct. Okay, so you will see that the code looks very simple. It's just 3 or 4 lines, and using this we can traverse the binary tree. Right, so in here we are using recursion, and behind the scenes recursion uses a stack, and that is why we are able to implement this DFS traversal using a recursion. Okay, you can also implement using the stack, so you'll be doing some push and pop with the same logic that we have gone over here while we were explaining that. Now the BFS is a bit different. For BFS you cannot really use a stack. Now what we'll do here is we will write one more function for the level order traversal for this BFS. So I'll write a function here and we'll call that level order. Right, and once again we will be passing the root node as the reference node. Now if you recall our logic over here that we have gone over while we were trying to print these values using a queue. So what we were doing is we kept on printing or doing something until the queue became empty. Right, so what we can do over here inside this function is create a queue. Now since we already have a queue from the previous question, we can just use the same queue. Okay, so I'll create an instance of the queue. Okay, and let's make it of size 10, doesn't really matter. Okay, and then we will say while the queue is not empty. All right, so while not queue is empty, we do something. So once we have got the root node, what we will do is we will try to enqueue that root node into our queue. So we will say queue dot enqueue, and in here we will pass the root node, but we will not do this over here. We will do it over here as soon as the function starts. So when the function is called, we will first try to save the reference of the root node, which is 76. So we basically are saving a pointer to this particular node. We can say we are saving n1. All right, and then inside our queue we try to dequeue the queue and then print the data, and at the same time we enqueue its left and the right child. Okay, now you will see that in here we are getting some error. That is because this queue is taking only the integers, but we are passing a pointer. So don't worry about that, we'll fix that in a while. So what we have to do over here, while the queue is not empty, right, we dequeue the queue, right, then enqueue the left and the right child, and then print. We can do the printing over here or here, doesn't really matter. Now we have to dequeue, so we will say queue dot dq, and this function takes a parameter. So what we'll do is we'll create a node over here and pass that to our function. Right, so we can say node n. Right, so we will pass a node to this dq function so that we get the value of the node by reference, right? So once we have done that, then we can simply print the value of the node. So we can say n arrow data, all right? And then after printing, what we have to do is enqueue the left and the right child. So we will say n arrow left and then enqueue n arrow right. So this should be okay. Now at this point we are getting error because we are not passing the correct data to our function. So I'll just go back and try to change the data that we can put in our queue. Okay, so there are a few things that we will have to change in our queue class so that it can cater for the node pointers. Initially, right now they are just storing the integer values, right? Our queue is only storing the numbers, but in here we want to store the reference to each of the nodes, right? So since each of our nodes, right? So since each of our nodes are pointers, right? Then we will have to create an array of pointers, right? So basically a pointer of pointers, right? This double pointer symbol, right? So we are creating an array which can store these pointers, okay? And we have the enqueue and dequeue function where we are passing these node to enqueue and dequeue, right? So inside our constructor, we are creating an array of pointers, right, of size s. So new node star, that means we are creating an array of pointers. And then in our enqueue function, we are passing the node that we want to enqueue, right? For enqueue and dequeue, all the logic, everything applies the same. We are only changing the data type that we are enqueuing and dequeuing, right? Then in the level of the traversal, we create a new node, right? This is just a temporary node that we want to pass to our dequeue function, and then that will dequeue and return as a node. So when we get the node, we print the value of the node and then enqueue the left and the right child of the node, okay? And then this process will continue until the queue becomes empty, okay? So at this point, when I run the code, you will see that we get these numbers, which is not same as BFS, and that is because we haven't called the right function. So let's call the level order traversal, and in here we will pass the root node. There is an infinite loop, so let's terminate and see what the issue is. Okay, so when I run this code, we get an infinite loop. So I'll stop the code, and the issue in here is that we are not checking for nulls. So we will only enqueue into the queue if our left and the right child are not null. So we can say if node arrow left is not equal to null, right, then only we enqueue the left child, and same with the right child. If the node arrow right is not equal to null, then only we enqueue the right child, and hopefully that should work. We get 0. So I have just made some changes over here to just retain the node itself rather than trying to adjust our pass by reference. right? So instead of returning true and false, I'm returning the node with the data, right? And the function here remains the same, right? I have changed nothing over here except this part, right? So now when I run, right, you will see that we get same as the output. So we have 76, 26, 85, 21, 50, 80, and 99. Okay, so there were some errors in our code, but anyways, this is how the data would look like when we use the level order traversal. Okay. All right. So the main takeaway here is that when you use a DFS, you will use a stack or a recursion, and when you use a BFS, you will use the queue. Okay. So it says that we have to list the binary tree in the BFS sequence. So we have done that. Pre-order, post-order, and in-order. We have done all of that. And says which sequence of these different traversal methods lists the queue in the ascending order. So which one of these traversal will give us the result in ascending order? So let's look at the data that we have. So looks like we get the data in ascending order when we use the in order traversal. So if you are given a binary tree, right, and you want to print the data in the ascending order, you will use the in order traversal, right? The property of this particular tree is for any node, the node on the left side will be smaller than the root node, and the one on the right will be greater. So you will see that 26 is less than 76 and 85 is greater than 76. If you look at 26, then 21 is less than and 50 is greater than 26. And likewise for the third pair. So if you want to print in the ascending order, then you will use the in order traversal. So that was all for this video. Thank you for watching.